Most dropshippers struggle with slow shipping times, bad product quality, and overall a terrible customer experience. As a beginner, it can seem like this is normal and there's no other solution out there. In reality, this is not the case if you know what you are doing. And I'm not an exception. In the beginning, I did tons of mistakes and I got scammed by a bunch of suppliers. And as a person who did tons of mistakes, I'm gonna give you the top 4 tips, which are gonna ensure a good customer experience for everybody who actually buys from your store. If you apply the things I'm gonna tell you here, you're gonna have fast shipping times, good product quality, and cheap prices. So trust me, watch the entire thing. Very first of all, I have to emphasize that you should not use AliExpress at this point. It's very annoying to work with them. They have tons of issues, and later on, if you actually start scaling, you have no idea how annoying it's going to be to do all the invoices from AliExpress. The shipping times are slow, and overall, the products are not good. So from all the alternatives which are out there, by far the best one is a private agent. A private agent is basically a person in China who has all the connections to all the manufacturers, and he can basically source every product that you want. You just tell him what you want, and he's gonna basically negotiate the best prices for you with the manufacturers, take a little cut from that, and basically send out the products in a matter of 7 to 12 days. This is a thing which is not accessible for most people, because either you have slow shipping times, or you have to pay very expensive prices, which is not the case with the agents I know, and you basically have a cheap product, but it's still fast in delivery and the quality is actually good. So there's just one problem with private agents for most people, and it's that you have to have a minimum order quantity to start working with them. So if you're starting out, you basically cannot work with most of the agents. However, for everybody who's in my program, I have special agents which actually start working with you from day one. Now I'm gonna give you a trick which is just gonna avoid all the quality issues with your supplier in general. What most people are doing is they're telling their supplier, hey, can you send me a sample of the product? I wanna see how it is. And they basically get the sample and everything is fine, and then they keep selling. However, you need to keep in mind what the supplier is thinking. They understand you're a big customer. You have a lot of orders. You're not a person who's just gonna buy once. Meaning that the sample might be much better than the actual product. So instead of asking the supplier for a sample, you just fake order from your own store and let the supplier send the product to you. They think that you're just a customer from your store. So now he's actually going to treat you exactly like he's going to treat everybody else. You're not going to get a bonus treatment. You're not going to get extra fast shipping times. None of that is going to happen. So now you actually see how good the product is, how quick he's delivering. Trust me, you need to do this because on scale, you will notice this too late. If you've sent out a batch of 10,000 pieces already and now slowly you actually get a bunch of complaints, now you have tons of problems because a bunch of people are going to have a bunch of refunds, you're going to have a low feedback score, and you're going to get shut down on Facebook, your payment providers are going to block you. All those things could have been avoided by just fake ordering from your own store. Mistake number 3 is not asking your suppliers for invoices. Most suppliers, unfortunately, will not give you a proper invoice which you can file for taxes without you asking. They're just going to send out the orders, send you some bullshit receipt, which is not a real invoice. And in the beginning, it's not going to seem like a big deal because who cares about taxes, right? However, at some point, you're going to have that issue. Fuck, now I need to reach out back to that supplier, pray that he's not out of business already and he's just not able to answer at all. And if that happens, you're done. You cannot file those taxes at all anymore. You want to avoid this by all means. And this is something which happened to me, and it was just such a pain in the ass. You have no idea how much extra work I had to do just because I didn't ask every supplier ever for a proper invoice after every payment I did. You need to have the habit of every time you send a payment, you need to have an invoice every single time. And it's your responsibility to ask for those invoices because that's the only way how you can avoid the chaos. Mistake number 4 is buying in bulk too early. This is something which has probably caused the most amount of bankruptcies in the dropshipping world. You have no idea how absurd the amounts of money are which everybody combined lost by just buying inventory and only after that understanding that they're not going to get rid of that inventory because their product is shit. The golden rule is no inventory, no payments up front for the products before you have a real proven concept. And a real proven concept doesn't mean that on Valentine's Day, you were able to sell some rose product. That's not a real proven concept because you were selling in a bubble. In a bubble, nothing counts. Because for example, if we think back on the pandemic and at that time, you were selling home fitness products because all the gyms were closed, you were profitable no matter what. However, that doesn't count because that's inside of a bubble and that's not a real proven concept. And you can also not buy inventory if you're inside of a bubble like that. If it just works because of Christmas, if it just works because of Mother's Day or Valentine's Day, or it's a summer product and summer is almost over, all of those things don't count into real proven concept. If you have a product which actually has legit proven concept where it works, not connected to any outside circumstances, now you can start thinking about buying in bulk. And keep in mind, the long-term goal of a business is always more profit. However, I have to emphasize one thing. All of this is only a problem if you have orders. If you don't have orders, all of this is just entertainment. You're thinking about a theoretical concept of when you have winning products, then you can start worrying about this. But right now, your problem is not this. Your problem is how do you find a winning product? How do you make a good ad? How do you make a good store? How do you run ads? Which strategy do you pick? All of those things. Those are your priority. And if you want to learn that directly from me, you can click the link below and sign up for a call where we're going to find out if you are actually a good fit for our program. If we think you are, we're going to enroll you in the program and basically start working together. So if you're interested, click the link below and I will talk to you very soon.